Todd Kohlhepp is a serial killer, sex offender, and mass murderer convicted of murdering 7 people in South Carolina between 2003 and 2016. Kohlhepp left a series of Amazon reviews on items that he may have used in crimes. Hey everybody, and welcome to True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. This is Katie Weaver, and I'm here. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm here with my sister, co-host, and partner in crime, Kirsty Brower. Hello.
Hello. How's it going?
It's going good. We are
Glad to hear it.
rolling. We've got so many great cases this week, and we're putting them all out, together because we have a lot going on, but we wanted to make sure that we got all of our episodes in. So by God, we're going to make it.
Right, because when people are hearing this episode or watching it, you're off on a little jaunt to warm Arizona, leaving us cold Idahoans to just twiddle our thumbs.
I know. It's supposed to be in the 60s and 70s there, so sorry about it.
Yeah.
Knowing my luck, they'll have like a cold snap or something, but no, they won't. Knowing my luck, it's going to be gorgeous and wonderful. There you go.
Exactly.
Well, it is our Tuesday case.
Yes, it is.
Our Tuesday episode, I should say, and we have some doozies for you guys.
You guys, I don't know. This week, I have a real theme in my cases, which is faking your death to avoid prison time. I'm going to just give you a little spoiler alert right now. It never works. But
if you don't want to go to prison, you should definitely not do what these people have done.
Yeah.
Well, with that in mind, I'm going to kick it over to you for some WTF news.
Yes. All right, let's talk about Julie and Rodney Wheeler, not Weaver. Wheeler.
Watch it.
Yeah. This is some real WTF crime. All right, so let me just make it clear that Julie Wheeler did not fall off a cliff. However, her husband and son did report that she did.
I remember this case.
Yeah.
These effing people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so they went to Grandview State Park in West Virginia, and they said that Julie was searching for a missing earring one evening when she just fell right off a cliff.
Well, as you do.
As you do, apparently. So, of course...
or as you don't, Julie.
As you don't. Yeah. So, of course, this sets off because then they report that she's fallen off the cliff, right? So the National Park Service
and Julie.
Yeah. And emergency services and canines, they get all over this trying to find her. They looked for several days for her. And then one day the police just showed up at her house and voila, there she was.
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle. It was all a dream, my friends. It was all a dream. Unfortunately, they did involve their teenage son in this, and so he was a part of it too.
Terrible.
So what had happened is that she was a caretaker for someone who had spina bifida. And she had been defrauding the Veterans Administration with basically false billing of services that she had provided, healthcare services that she had provided. And she was facing 10 years in prison and hundreds of thousands of dollars in restitution and fines.
Good
and
God.
So she decided she just really didn't want to go to prison and pay all that money for all those crimes she committed. So they decided it would be best to fake her death and then for her to just stay at home, apparently. Like, I don't know. they didn't really think this out. Like,
Right.
if you're dead, then you shouldn't be at your house. That's a thought. So unfortunately
How
now,
was this woman smart enough to steal all that money? How?
uh, I don't know, but this plan was a real clinker. So now they're facing conspiracy to commit a felony, conspiracy to commit a misdemeanor, filing a false emergency report. Can you imagine? Because we know, like, people do fall off cliffs here where we live around Yellowstone
Yeah,
Park, and cliffs, not cliffs. And
I
yeah,
heard about that.
the
Yeah.
cavalry comes out to find them. And guess what? That costs a lot of money and time.
It also puts other people's lives at risk.
It does. It does, because it's not safe to go searching in that kind of terrain. They We don't know if they're gonna charge her son. I hope they don't,
Oh, I
because
hope they don't. It's
that's
not his
really
fault. The
sad. But the
parents
husband
suck.
is now charged too. So not only did this scheme not work, but it's actually added time. So she will be
Mhm.
serving a lot more time than she was originally. So
Well, and her dummy
yet
husband will
again.
be serving too, which
Yes,
is
and
also
leave.
sad for their kid.
Yes, it is. All of it is very sad for their kid. These are not good people. I'm sorry to
Not
say, but
thinkers.
no.
No.
The part where they just found her at home, like, she could just say she fell off a cliff and died, and then just go back home and go back to living her life as though nothing had happened, and
Yeah.
the whole world would think she was dead. Like, dude, you then have to leave and never come back.
Yeah.
You
The
missed that
country.
part. Yeah,
Because you can't use your ID, your social security number.
right.
You'll never be able to work again.
She
Stupid.
clearly failed supervillain school.
Yeah, she did. There'll be no minions here.
Also, I just think the story about that she was looking for a missing earring when she fell off the cliff is fucking hilarious.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's as
she
good as you
tripped
could
on
do.
a rock, she slid, like, there are way better, how many people have fallen off a cliff while looking for an earring? You can replace the earring. You don't actually
Mhm.
have to risk your life.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What
That
what was
part was
this
really
where
funny.
did this earring come from? How much did
Yeah,
it cost? Was it hanging off of a branch and she was leaning out trying to get a hold of it? I mean,
right. Was it like a
what?
10-carat diamond? I mean, at what point was it, worth her life? I don't
This
know.
was definitely a him story.
It was, I think, yes, a him story.
Mm,
Well, he was the one that was there reporting it,
yeah.
remember,
Mhm.
it's the son and the husband reporting this because she's chilling at home watching Netflix, I guess? I don't know,
She's
but
laying on the couch eating ice cream and bonbons and waiting for this to pan out.
oh,
Ay,
lordy,
ay,
lordy,
ay.
lordy. So anyway, that's the Wheelers,
Well,
not
okay then.
not the Weavers. So, I'm gonna kick it back to you for our main case.
Okay. I had never heard of the Amazon reviewer serial killer before. Had you?
No.
And he's fairly recent.
Yeah, he really is.
This is the story of Todd Kohlhepp, one of those serial killers that was troubled from the get go. His mother
Yes.
said that from the time he was 15 to 18 months old and
Oh,
on, he was unable to get along with other kids. He was mean. He would beat little kids up.
ugh.
In school, there were just constant behavior issues. It was never ending. She had marital issues, and there was trouble in their lives, but
Mhm.
not to the degree. This kid was one of those that you go, are some people just born wrong? You know,
Right. Yeah.
you got to wonder about that with Todd Kohlhepp. So I'm going to back it clear up to 1980. We'll do a timeline of Dear Todd. In 1980, he was referred to the Behavior Evaluation Center at the Georgia Mental Health Institute because of his inability to mind at home and behavior problems at home. He was
Wow.
8 or 9 at the time. And
Wow.
his mom was she had no idea how to raise this kid. She was so overwhelmed by his bullshit and
Mhm.
was trying to get help. I mean, he'd been in counseling since the time he was 8, and she had been trying to figure out how to help this boy and I think help herself. In
Sure.
1986, he used his father's handgun to force a friend, a 14-year-old neighbor, into his bedroom where he tied her up with duct tape and forcibly raped her at
Oh,
gunpoint.
God.
Yeah, at 15 years old.
God almighty.
Now, he did get arrested and prosecuted for that crime and sentenced to 15 years in prison.
Wow.
And he did 15 years in prison for this crime.
Mm.
At one point, a probation officer asked him why he raped this girl, and he said he thinks he was mad because his father was out of town.
Oh, my God. Hello,
Mm-hmm.
psychopath.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So in 1987, he had a mental health evaluation at age 16 where he described his attitude towards himself as negative. Yeah. He said he saw himself as a bad person and recognized that he has the capacity to hurt people.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So in 1987, he entered the prison system in Arizona to serve the sentence for rape. In 2001, he was released from prison after he served the entire 15-year term.
Wow.
While he was in prison, he graduated with his GED and then from Central Arizona College with a bachelor's degree in computer sciences.
Mm.
In 2002, he started working as a graphic designer. In 2003, he had moved to South Carolina and there was a crime, an unsolved crime, where 4 people were murdered at the Superbike Motorsports business. This happened in Spartanburg, South Carolina. A customer came in and discovered 4 people that had been shot to death.
Mm.
Scott Ponder, Beverly Guy, Brian Lucas, and Chris Sherbert. There was no rhyme or reason, and there was no solving that crime.
Wow.
In 2006, he received a private pilot's license. Also in 2006, he applied to take the South Carolina real estate exam, and he was required to explain the charge in Arizona 2 decades earlier. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
he writes them a letter explaining what happened, and it is a straight lie. And they didn't even investigate it. He writes them a letter basically saying that he did kidnap a friend. He's not really sure why he did it, but he kind of got caught in the crossfires of the legal system, and he was,
What?
hmm and he was
Oh.
sentenced to do time, and he did his time. And he doesn't really feel like there's anything more to say about that. But he said that it was his girlfriend, and after they broke up, uh, she went and helped him find his dog that had gotten lost, and they were gone longer than he thought that they would be. And her parents called the police because they were worried, and he ended up getting arrested and charged.
Oh, my
This is the story
God.
that he told.
And
So
they
these
didn't
fools
verify this?
did not verify this and went ahead and made him realtor Todd.
Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
just chilling. 'Cause, ooh, that job, man.
Mm-hmm. This
Scary.
is this is the guy you want to be selling you a house.
No. Showing you empty houses alone?
Mm-hmm. That's pretty chilling. Yeah.
It sounds like the beginning of a Lifetime movie. That's all I'm saying.
It really does. So he became a licensed real estate agent in 2006 and just started building wealth. And it had really built quite a bit of wealth, it seems like. In May of 2014, he purchased a 95-acre tract of land.
Mm.
In 2016, he hired, he had some people that he had hired in the past to clean uh, properties for him and prepare them. And in 2016, he asked them to come to his house. This is Charles Carver and Kayla Brown. So Charles and Kayla come to his house, and no one can reach them after that.
Mm.
And Charles's mother's really worried because he's not responding to any texts, and so this goes on for several days, and they've made a police report finally on September 3rd. And she tells the police they also can't reach the girlfriend. They check on their apartment and discover that nobody's been there for a while.
Mm.
On September 5th, they finally file a missing persons report for her. So now there's missing persons reports for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
They can't figure out where they are. They also discovered that their dog was left alone in the apartment without food for many days until somebody
Oh.
realized it.
Oh no.
So from September to October, this couple is missing, but family starts seeing some weird postings on their Facebook page by Charles
Mm-hmm.
saying that they have gotten married and they're fine, and they're at one point they even say they're having a baby. And their families are like, this isn't like them. This isn't what they would post. And also, they're not responding to anything. So, how is this the case?
Right. Right. Like they would just go do all of that and no one in their life would know and they just disappear. That doesn't make any sense.
Right. So, it finally, the police, in investigating their phones and their schedule, it takes them to Kohlhepp's property. So they go out there to look around and ask him some questions, and they discover a storage container where they
Mm.
hear banging and yelling.
Oh,
And
yikes.
they open up the storage container, and what do they find inside? Kayla.
Oh my god.
Kayla is inside. And Kayla tells them that when he opened the door, when they got to his house to do the work for him, he
Mhm.
shot Charles.
Mm.
Like instantly when they got there, he shot and killed Charles and buried him on the land. And they find Charles buried on the land. Kayla is okay. I mean, she's been, you know,
Not okay in any way, but alive.
yeah, exactly,
Wow.
alive, but has been abused seriously by him for all this time. And of course, watched him murder her boyfriend, and it's bad.
Mm.
So in November, they bring out heavy equipment and cadaver dogs and start checking some things out. And they find Charles Brown, and then they keep digging. Or find I'm sorry, they find Charles Carver.
Mhm.
Charles Carver. They find him first. They keep digging, and they find some other bodies as well. They find another couple on the
Mm.
land. And in the midst of all of that, after they've arrested him, Kohlhepp tells them that he is the person who shot those four people at the superbike place.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he actually admits to it, and they believe him because he gives them information about that had never been released to the public.
Wow.
He knew way more about that case than you could unless you were the person who committed the crime.
Holy crap.
So now we have 7 bodies, and they
Lord.
believe that there are more, but these are the ones that they charged him with. And there actually were more bodies found on the property as well, but they charge him with the murders of the 4 people from the superbike place. They charge him with uh, Charles Carver's death. They charge him with the murders of Megan Coxey and Johnny Coxey,
Mm.
a married couple that he murdered in 2015 and buried on his property.
Jeez.
So in 2017, he's indicted by a grand jury. So it's 14 charges, 7 counts of murder, multiple weapons charges, and kidnapping. His house is an absolute commissary of guns. He's
Oh,
got an unbelievable amount of weapons, just an unbelievable amount.
God.
Yeah. He's also charged with sexually assaulting Kayla Brown and holding another woman captive before her.
Oh, boy.
Like, he's just really been living it up. Yeah.
Oh, God, this guy's a psychopath. Yikes.
In April of that year, his mother dies, and his attorneys petition the courts to allow him to see his mother's body or at least attend the service, and they say no.
Yeah, hello. Sorry, but you murder a whole bunch of people, you lose that right.
Yeah. In May, he pleads.
Wow.
They have a plea deal that sentences him to 7 consecutive life sentences.
Wow.
Yeah. So they've been in and out of court ever since. In April of 2018, he was put back into Gen Pop after being pulled out for a while because he was claiming unfair treatment in a federal lawsuit against the Department of Corrections. So he's just going to continue to sue the state and, you
Ugh,
know, be a pain in the ass.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah. There's been a bunch of lawsuits in breaking up his estate because, like I said, he had quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
So a judge awarded Brown $6.3 million
Wow.
in
Well, she deserved it
damages.
after everything she'd been through. My God.
Hmm. Then they had they had an auction, an online auction, and sold off all of his stuff: tools, books, artwork, an ATV, and a gun safe, cars, all kinds of stuff that regular buyers and murderabilia people bought up.
Oh,
And all of that money went towards the families of his victims. And then that land that he bought was sold for $500,000.
wow.
Mm-hmm. And they're still working on, or they were still working on in court, divvying out all of the money that they were able to get from his estate to his victims.
Right.
But one of the
It's
crazy
weird that
things,
he had like serial killers generally don't have money and an estate
right?
that can go to victims' families and stuff like that. That's
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
It is an interesting thing about him. He managed to really make money.
Scary.
And of course, these are just the crimes that he was convicted of. They believe that there are a lot more.
Oh, I would
But
imagine so.
one of the crazy freaking things he did was that they have found a whole bunch of Amazon reviews on stuff that he bought that have been associated back to email addresses that were known to be his, that are so weird. This is a stun gun. 5 stars. It is blacker than my soul and priced right.
Ugh.
A chainsaw. Works excellent. Getting the neighbor to stand still while you chase him with it is hard enough without having an easy to use chainsaw.
Oh my God.
A padlock. Solid locks. Have 5 on a shipping container. Think we saw those.
Yeah.
Won't stop them, but sure will slow them down till they are too old to care.
Oh my God.
A little folding shovel. I won't read all of this because it has a slur in it, but keep in your car for when you have to hide the bodies and you left the full-size shovel at home.
Oh, holy crap.
Yeah. How creepy is that?
That is so creepy. I mean, that is so brazen.
Mm-hmm. There's another padlock one that I guess I don't have. I thought I did that says that it would be good to put in a sock. Oh, yeah, here we go. It's a padlock that says, works great. Also, if someone talks back, go old school on them by putting this in a sock and beating them. They will not appreciate the hardened steel like you will. Works great on shipping containers.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many, like joke reviews that this stuff would just fit right in. You wouldn't even
Uh-huh.
realize.
Another stun gun. Seriously trying to find a reason to zap one of my agents for being lazy. It's going to be the new office motivational tool.
Oh,
Wonder how many times Kayla Brown got stunned with a stun gun.
right. Holy hell.
Mm-hmm. So he's in prison forever. We know this. He's going to keep dragging the system as many times as he can because he's an attention whore. We know this too. But
Mhm.
at
He's
least he's
not
in
ever getting
prison.
out, though.
No, no, he's never getting
Whew,
out.
wow. I mean, that's a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Leaving reviews for the items you use in your crimes.
Right?
Wow.
Wow. So there you have it. That is serial killer Todd Kohlhepp.
Yikes.
Well, Christy, I'm going to kick it back over to you for some more WTF crime because we haven't had enough today.
We haven't, because you're about. Have you ever had any Easter eggs just show up on your property around Easter time?
Well, yeah, but I knew who did it.
Right. What if they show up from a stranger?
That would be an issue.
It
Yeah.
would. This is what was showing up in some Easter eggs a while back.
A
Just
single goldfish?
yeah, there's a goldfish. There's a bunch of stuff in there. So this is one of the weirdest stories I have ever read. So this happened to the family of Jessica Nageldinger.
Okay.
I know, I don't know. So they found an Easter egg that they did not expect in their mailbox. This happened in Florida, of course. I should have said this Florida man, but it was
Hmm.
actually a woman. Um, but when they opened up the egg, they got something maybe they were not expecting right away, and that was pornography.
No. What?
As you do, right.
What?
So in the egg, there was a Skittles drink mix, goldfish crackers, a square of toilet paper, a tiny scroll of like religious stuff, um, alongside images of naked women and two men having sex.
Oh my. What?
Also, under those images was an artistic rendering of a Roman soldier spearing a crucified Jesus Christ, because there's nothing as Easter like porn,
Because of course there was.
right? So, of course, the family was like, "Holy shit, we have kids. This is terrifying."
Yeah.
Um, Also, what's with the toilet paper? Like, it was
Yeah.
immediately terrifying in many ways.
But also gross AF. And the single goldfish cracker?
I know. What was that about?
That's a hard
S
no.
Yeah. Okay, so somebody actually saw a woman put this in the mailbox, but they didn't at the time think it was weird because, Easter egg.
Sure.
So, Avril Sistoni, who's 43, turned out to be the porn Easter egg, the porn Easter bunny? I don't know.
Yeah.
What would you
The,
call her?
the, the porn star bunny? Yes.
Yeah, yeah. She got charged with 11 counts of distributing obscene material.
Now, wait, did she give more people than just these guys
Yeah,
these?
there were apparently 11 of them.
What? How did she keep
Unfortunately,
them?
she's really struggling. She
Uh-huh.
delivered the eggs, and went on a big homophobic rant about quantum and magnetic fields and sexually transmitted diseases and the Bible when she was arrested. So, not
Okay, I'm gonna
well.
stop you right there. She
Mhm.
has chlamydia, doesn't she? That's what's going on
Probably.
here.
She
It's
probably does.
affecting her brain.
Her brain is Swiss cheese now. So,
Mhm.
she has insisted that she is in fact not a religious fanatic. Which I was like, "Well, I mean,
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I I don't even know what to call that when you mix Bible verses with porn." Um,
Frowned upon. I think it's frowned upon.
yeah, apparently she'd been visiting some churches in the area, and she said, "I have attended and spoken about all of these churches, and not even one have replied back to me. Gee, I wonder why." Um, she was mad at them for talking about people being gay is what it kind of came down to.
Oh,
Um, so she she did the eggs plus a bunch of religious pamphlets and just started shoving them in people's mailboxes randomly. It wasn't like anybody was targeted specifically,
Mhm.
but she did get charged, and police believe that there were a lot more than just the eggs she was charged with, but they didn't all get reported to the police. What does that say when you get an egg like this and you don't call the cops?
I think it says you live in Florida and this shit is not that uncommon.
Maybe you're
And
like,
you
"Well,
just
I've seen
go,
this before,"
well,
or you might be,
yep.
"Wow, what a cool addition to the Bible." I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how this went from, religious fanaticism to porn and Easter eggs, but it did. It did. So, anyway, if you have any Easter eggs, just show up in your mailbox and be a little careful with that. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I watch for that. And if you find some in yours, it wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say there is an Easter egg in my mailbox right now, and it is from you 2 years ago. And it's
Well,
just been in there this whole time.
that is your fault, not mine.
I know, it is.
And,
But
and there's no porn in it. I didn't even think of that.
I know. Really screwed up.
All righty. Well, there you go. Well, sorry about all this, but this has been Tuesday.
It's really a week, you guys. I think we were just looking for funny. We needed some funny, and we got some. So anyway,
Ooh, yeah. Well, tomorrow will be our Wednesday case. And
yes.
believe it or not, I also have a WTF crime for us about somebody making a false police report and disappearing. So I don't know how you and we ended up on the same wavelength this week on this, but
We really did.
I have
We really
quite the
did.
head scratcher as well. So
Wow. Well,
come back tomorrow for all the good stuff.
mhm.
And thanks for being here, you guys. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Please take good
Yes.
care of yourselves. This has been yet another episode of True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. Take care.
Bye, everybody.